In this video, I'm going to touch on things you have to know before flying with Ethiopian Airlines. And with that being said, my name is Monty O's, a travel and adventure reporter, media personality. I live in Ghana. So let's get straight to the video. Before I get into the video, remember that this is not an ad campaign or promo for Ethiopian Airlines. I decided to just do this video to answer questions regarding flying with Ethiopian Airlines that have reached my desk. So with that being said, let's go. First of all, understand that Ethiopian Airlines is the national carrier of Ethiopia. It's owned by the Republic of Ethiopia, and they have over 100 flights that operate to about 127 destinations worldwide, and also 22 destinations within the Republic of Ethiopia. Based on my personal research, I can boldly say Ethiopian Airlines has the biggest airline market within this continent of Africa, and they are one of the most successful airline companies in Africa who are good with their trades, extremely perfect with their trades. So now let's go to things that you need to know before flying this airline. First of all, if you're a first-time traveler with Ethiopian Airlines to certain destinations that have very strict immigration restrictions, know that you have to make a deposit of $100 before they will allow you to fly, especially in Ghana. An example is every first-time traveler to Europe flying with Ethiopian Airlines or to South Africa is being asked to deposit $100 before allowing to board. They don't care if you bought a ticket months ago before, but you'll be told that if it's your first time going to a particular destination that has strong immigration restrictions, you'll be asked to deposit $100 at the check-in counter or with the airline before you board. Now, let me explain what they do with this money. They hold this money with hopes of giving it back to you if you get to your destination and you are not sent back to your country, mostly. So let's say if you get to your destination and then you get sent back to your country, you have to pay a penalty for them to change the flight ticket, and the $100 is what they use to, pay the penalty on your behalf as a passenger flying with them. So, yep, if you're a first-time traveler flying to some part of Europe or South Africa to be specific, and you're traveling with Ethiopian Airlines, please understand that you would have to pay a $100 fee during check-in as a deposit in order to fly with the airline. This $100 payment is refundable. If you travel and get back to your country with no problems with immigration or whatsoever, they refund the money back to you. But this $100 does not apply to people who have steady visas, work permits, and all of that flying with Ethiopian Airlines for the first time. This applies to people going for holidays or with short stay visas, because that means you need a round trip ticket to show when you arrive. And if you are not sent back, yep, they give the money back to you. This next thing you have to know before flying with Ethiopian Airlines is actually my favorite. This airline gets to put you in a hotel when you have a longer transit layover, which is more than 8 hours. If you have a longer transit layover for more than 8 hours, they'll put you in a hotel, give you dinner, give you breakfast, depending on the time you arrive there. So let's say mostly when I'm flying from Accra to Addis Ababa, I land in Addis Ababa at 9 p.m. Ethiopian time. So they put me in a hotel from 9 p.m. till the next morning, 8 a.m. That's when my next flight takes off to whatever destination I'm going to. So I get to eat dinner when they put me in the hotel. I get a free shuttle from the airport to the hotel. In the morning, I get breakfast and I get a free shuttle from the hotel back to the airport. So if you're flying with Ethiopian Airlines and your transit layover is longer than 9 hours or more than 8 hours, definitely expect to be placed in a hotel before your next flight. And to add up to the long layover hotels in Addis Ababa when flying with Ethiopian Airlines, please always make sure to get your coupon whilst checking in or whenever you check in at the check-in counter from your country. Because when you check in and you have a long layover, the check-in counter or the ground staff at the check-in counter would hand over a coupon to you, which will give you the details, the name of the hotel, the phone number of the hotel, whatever your details will be on it, and will show you that, okay, this is the hotel you will be lodging in when you get to Addis Ababa because you have a long layover. But if you personally know you have a long layover and they don't hand over the coupon to you, please ask the counter person who checked you in that if you would be put in a hotel. If you would be put in a hotel, yeah, they will hand over the coupon to you, or probably they can tell you that get to Addis Ababa and go to the interline desk, ask them for the coupon, and then they'll sort you out there. It's either you get it from the check-in counter in your country or you get it in Addis Ababa. Sometimes not every passenger is likely to get a hotel when they have a long layover. Probably most of them do. But sometimes, depending on how you bought your ticket and where you bought it, you might not have the longer layover hotel benefits sometimes. So you might be asked to pay $70 if you know you need a hotel, especially if your layover is extremely long. Yeah, so bear in mind, if you buy direct from Ethiopian Airlines, yeah, there's a higher possibility that you will be placed in a hotel if you have a longer layover. But if you bought it somehow from a discounted site and stuff like that, yeah, sometimes it takes out such benefits, you know. So yeah, cross-check at the desk when checking in before you proceed your journey to Addis Ababa if you're flying with Ethiopian Airlines. If you know you cannot stand disorganized ground staff at airports or cannot stand a disorganized airport entirely, please do not fly with Ethiopian Airlines. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, do not fly with Ethiopian Airlines if you know you cannot stand disorganized airport. The Bola International Airport in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia is extremely busy to the extent that nobody has time to talk to you, especially when you need help. Yeah, some of the ground staff will be in uniform and stuff like that, but most of them, or most of the time, they can't give you the accurate answers that you need, or they can't help you at a spot. It takes time to get a help or get support and stuff like that. So if you know you are not really familiar with complicated airports and how do we call it, flying within disorganized working areas in the airport, please do not fly with Ethiopian Airlines, because you might somehow not have a pleasant flight or a pleasant journey to your destination if you fly with them, because everything is fast move there. So if you fly with an airline like that, please make sure you kind of know your way out, or you already have ways of doing your own things, in sorting your own problem. Ish. I'm not going to lie, Ethiopian Airlines is one of the airlines in Africa with one of the best baggage allowance. Okay, so when you're flying with Ethiopian Airlines, you can check in 2 big bags, 32 kg each, and 1 carry-on bag. So probably you have about 64 kg in total with a carry-on bag. You can come up plus a laptop bag as well. So, but with some of the other airlines that I have flown with, I only get 23 kg. But Ethiopian Airlines gives you like 32 kg each per bag. So if you're looking at traveling with a lot of luggages and thinking about paying extra for extra luggage and stuff like that, think about Ethiopian Airlines. It's one of the airlines that can give you a very reasonable baggage allowance to fly with. If you're African and worried about these airline policies of acquiring a transit visa before flying with the airline, Ethiopian Airlines doesn't put you through such stress. It's one of the African airlines that do not require you to apply a transit visa to any destination. Let me simply put most of the destinations. So if you are an African passport holder traveling outside Africa with an airline that operates within your continent, and you're worried about, would they ask me for a transit visa? No, Ethiopian Airlines would never ask you for a transit visa. An example, when I was flying from Accra to South Korea some years back, KLM asked me to apply for a transit visa before I fly with them, because it's going to Europe before South Korea. But I decided to get a refund, purchase Ethiopian Airlines, and I didn't have to go through the stress of, applying for transit visas, because this airline flies within my continent. So I wasn't worried about that. I just got to Addis Ababa, connected to my next flight to Seoul, and I was gone. So yep, if you're looking at escaping transit visa wahala, go for Ethiopian Airlines. So I hope this video helped, and if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, share, and check out my next video. My name is Monty Oz, a travel and adventure reporter, media personality, and influencer. I live in God. I'll see you in my next video. But yeah.